Man, I tell you that Daniel Stern's got one hell of a head of hair.
Oh yeah.
He's just gorgeous, man. You seeing this?
Yeah, this is a crackhead.
Yeah.
This is your fault.
Yes.
Is
Hey.
that
I gave you a choice.
is that one of the C.H.U.D?
No, that's John Hurd.
Oh.
Oh wait. This is a scene where nothing happens.
Oh, that's a C.H.U.D's arm. Used to that.
Yeah.
It's Are you into this?
No.
But do you have any ideas for the next movie?
From this?
In general.
No, this is just kind of wiped my mind blank.
Back to the C.H.U.D it is then. Well, it is Halloween week coming up, and welcome to a MaJaMa Jams, where we have decided to dive into another 80s cult classic with C.H.U.D.
C.H.U.D.
C.H.U.D, the C.H.U.D.
Jude Law.
C.H.U.D Reinhold. C.H.U.D is an acronym that stands for Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers, and
Or-
also has a second meaning in the film.
Contamination hazard urban deployment disposal something like that.
This shit is toxic waste. Wilson. This is Wilson's poison dump.
I don't believe it. Look at all this shit. They must have been dumping this stuff down here for years, right underneath the city.
It's gotta be Wilson. But what the hell's the NRC got to do with all this? Holy shit. C.H.U.D.
And C.H.U.D is a prequel to Home Alone that tells how the father, Peter McAllister, and burglar Marv first met up.
Yes.
So, as usual, me and Matthew were in... Or had you seen this?
No.
Okay, me and Matthew were in the dark, and once again, Mateo is the presenter. So, Mateo, what is, beyond the acronym, C.H.U.D?
C.H.U.D is a story of some creatures who pop out of the sewer in New York, and they grab people, presumably to eat them, I guess.
Usually.
As per usual, our anti-hero, if you want to call him like this, is a photographer who gets involved with somebody who's helping the homeless, and they find out underground that there are creatures which are radioactive, or at least there is a radioactive movement, and way too late, the usual bosses who are responsible for this wanted to destroy the whole thing by gassing the sewers and everybody who's in there.
A lot of missed opportunities for fart jokes.
Yes,
Actually,
very
I
true.
was just about to make one, which you stepped on.
A joke or a fart?
Sorry, I'm sure it would have been great.
They
Why don't
want
you
to
try it now.
They want to gas the sewers, so what they do is they hit a local Mexican spot, get a lot of burritos for all the police people, and then open those manholes and have them bend over and just start farting up a storm, which is the climactic third act.
Somewhere in there, I'm sure there is a joke. But anyway.
Oh, it's not a joke. That's the plot of the movie.
Oh, the problem. But yes, at first they think that it's just that there's some mutant creatures, and then they find out that it's the actual homeless
Real
people.
monsters.
Yes,
It's a commentary.
yes, it's a sad commentary.
It's a commentary on how to genocide the
It's
homeless.
the homeless people who get in contact with this biohazard that they're trying to dispose underneath New York, and that causes the mutation. Finally, which I'm sure is fairly uncommon in this kind of movies, the bad guy does not die because of the creatures. Usually in all these movies where there is a bad guy doing something bad for the city or to make himself more prosperous, usually he or she dies by the hand slash claw slash whatever of the creatures. Instead, in this case, it just like gets killed. Spoiler. That's pretty much, I guess, the story is very, very
straightforward as
yes,
usual when you condense it down.
Very simple and very linear. And
it was very interesting. I told him before the movie that
Who is him?
he. I can think of City Slickers and the Wonder Years narration and Bushwhacked, so I guess I did just name a couple, maybe negating my point. But it's almost like Daniel Stern doesn't exist outside of Home Alone as Marv, which could be a testament and could be an entire episode unto itself of how often we've watched Home Alone.
the Wonder Years.
I said the Wonder Years narration.
I'm deaf.
But yes, it's very almost jarring to see him as Marv, which I guess is a testament to how frequently watched that movie is and how internalized and a part of everyone's lives it become. Which I do think could be an interesting topic because I feel like not many... Something about Home Alone, I started realizing that like everyone knew the quotes and that it's more than just, okay, it's Christmas to put it on. I don't know. I feel like that one has wormed its way into a lot of people's insanely repetitious watching habits. So it was interesting seeing him outside of Marv.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I could almost say the same for John Hurd. With him, I think of two things. One is his little cameo in Sharknado, which I think was right before his death. And also, when I was in 7th grade, I believe we watched a version of The Mask of the Red Death that he was in.
Hi.
Hi. Beneath this, I'm just a dude. And beneath that, you're just... What are you?
I'm Cupid's.
Cupid, right, sure.
So, besides that, you've never seen it anywhere else?
Hurd?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is a setup for you to tell me that I indeed have.
No. But it's unheard.
Or that.
Hello.
There is also the...
You got to put your foot's very close to my face. You got to put it down. I'm sorry.
I'll switch.
You're putting your foot in Mateo's face now.
It's not that close. It's not
close enough for discomfort.
It's not like this. It's not like they're off, and you can sell the socks. There is also the wife of in House Guest with Sinbad and Phil Hartman. There is a early appearance, brief but memorable, of Mr. John Goodman,
Together with the
Jay Baruchel in his first
No.
appearance.
Jay from Cheers. Now Jay Moore is taking away the name. We'll put underneath here the name of this gentleman.
Famous Jays.
I'm so sorry.
Moores.
I am so sorry.
The point is, there's a lot of people we knew in this.
In their buds. They were about to... Well, it's 1984.
That was but one. You didn't exist.
It didn't exist.
Much better time.
You were somewhere else.
For you or for us?
Both.
Okay.
So
So yeah, a lot of talents, and then a lot of character actors throughout the movie. The mayor and the bad guys and everything are what's her face and so from a tons of movies.
What I found interesting was it almost seemed like a B-movie plot taken seriously. There is a lot of momentum and different characters interacting and a kind of sense of urgency, and then this subplot with the government that it's not just monsters, it's what they're doing. But I thought for what could be kind of I don't know, I just thought it could be very B, but they treated it a little more seriously.
Yes, it's like a lot of movies of that era. There was under
Ground dweller.
yes, woven into the story there was a message of nature, the contamination, stuff like that.
Now-
you should have watched Barracuda, which is terrible, which it looked like it was a, how do they call it? Not a, well, sci-fi, sci-fi, half political, half just a
Eco thriller.
Yes, thank you.
Eco
Thank you. Eco Thriller, which was the Michael Jackson, the recyclable Michael Jackson.
Because
song.
it's a eco thriller.
Something like that.
Thriller, yeah. The bottles and the cans so they can become something else. So, B movie taken kind of seriously. Where is it going with this? I like how we have three main characters, all kind of on their own mission with their own motives.
And they're pretty well rounded.
Yes, I think Stern fits the role of the kind of underground messiah.
Yes.
Or the one helping the homeless, very dedicated to it. His look, I think, lends itself well to that. Hurd makes a good everyman, and the captain, I thought, nicely expressed the pain of a man
Yes.
looking for his wife and then having lost her.
I like him because he is hard-boiled, but not a comedic version of that.
Okay, this is a perfect opportunity because I recently have started to dip my toes a little bit into the noir genre, and I instantly, in reading reviews of it, I heard that term, and it's one of those things where I kind of, yes, I know, but if you were to say, hey, what's the definition? I don't. So what does that mean when they say hard-boiled with detectives and dialogue? And
Usually is a no-nonsense guy who has no time whatsoever for emotions. It's just like he means business.
Okay.
He's seen everything, and so he doesn't waste time to...
Just the facts, ma'am.
Pretty much, yes.
Yes, I enjoyed their trio, and even his wife gets her own nice little, kind of nicely divided up between the people. We meet kind of 4 or 5 people and stick with all of them.
His wife has, and I know that I jump forward, but she has the best, not jump scare, but the best twist on a trope. And it's built in this kind of like she and the door, then you she again and the door and everything, and then instead it destroys the wall behind her. I thought it was a cute moment.
I felt absolutely nothing for this movie.
This is it. We have to go right through here. Oh, you and your damn gun. Come on. That's it, Murphy. You're on your own as far as I'm concerned. I told you, I didn't want any more of this bullshit. I mean, I have to beat down... Shit!
Nothing.
Nothing. I didn't take anything away from it. I would normally not, be that dismissive or that harsh, but I don't understand why it became a cult classic whatsoever.
This is great. He usually is not spicy like this. Let's hear about this. It kind of seemed like you weren't that into
That's
it.
the end.
That's all I had to say.
Thank you for hearing.
So actually, funnily enough, I was thinking, I thought this was one of those ones like, wait, has Matthew seen this? And I never did, because I feel like for a while you had seen Evil Dead and you introduced me to it way back in the day. So you had not, but you just blah.
Yeah. And like I said, it normally just be like, okay, it's a toss away B horror movie, but I don't understand why it has such a not like that's a huge following or knowing of it, but it's definitely
Well, it deserves a very special edition.
Exactly, yeah.
Did you find it was, because this is what I kept thinking that
It was chudless.
Eat it!
That's what I was thinking. It was incredibly
Completely chudless.
even for the fact that creature features are known for, the whole issue with creature features is sometimes what Alien is done artfully when doling out, sometimes it's done Godzilla 2014 in your case, irritatingly doled out, but that's always the case, so it's not something new. But I did find, yes, in this one I was like, how sparse, how
Yes.
sparse with the C.H.U.D.
Plus, I think I was looking at the scene of the cops all outside the diner, all the cop cars, all the people. I'm like, okay, that's a decent budget to get all this together. Why the fuck aren't you doing more with it? If you can afford a scene like that with like 6 cop cars, a huge crowd, a bunch of different actors in front with guns and this and that, and cop uniforms, what the fuck are you doing?
You've really done it now.
It was kind of humanistic. Daniel Stern's, wanting to care for the homeless and worry that some of them are leaving. John Hurd and his whole involvement with taking pictures of them for the article, and then the captain with his personal involvement with the wife, and that we do stay with them a lot. And I don't think I thought that their parts were done well, but yes, I do have to admit,
His wife was homeless.
she
Which
was
one?
in
Of
the
Daniel Stern?
sewers. She
The-
dies in the opening scene.
The
Oh, the cop?
yeah.
No, she's the first
The
victim.
dog walker.
Which, fun fact, the actress is actually Daniel Stern's wife in real life.
Why didn't they get the cop's wife?
That's actually pretty funny. That was good. Yeah, so
It seems like it would be in terms of vague structure, and I know I'm about to say a blasphemy, but hear me out. Something like The Thing from Another World, where you spend a lot of time with the people, but you have this looming presence around the whole cast. However, the main difference is that those characters are trapped in a place, whereas here they are in a town. Is very hard to. Is more effective for that.
the claustrophobia works better with that.
Yes, but even a place like Perfection from Tremors, there are only 14 people in the middle of nothing. So even if they are in the middle of nothing, they're kind of like trapped in that environment. And here is always hard to give some sense of fear and impending doom when the creatures are fairly small, fairly sparse, because they are 5, I think.
They listed 4 names in the credits, I believe.
Yes, and because there is a scene where they are.
How the hell you can tell them apart?
Yes, and this is also the problem with. Am I boring you?
I'm sorry,
He's about to die.
speaking of gas,
Oh,
I'm
okay,
burping
yes.
up too.
The problems with movies where there is an unspecified number of monsters or creatures is that it's incredibly hard to find a satisfactory ending where you say, okay, they're all dead.
Zombie sharks.
Zombie Sharks, which is a movie we never did, so... In Jaws, he kills the shark. That's it. In Godzilla, either they kill Godzilla in the 1998 one, or Godzilla goes away, but you know that danger is gone. Here, much like in Gremlins, for instance, how do I know that all of them are... I mean, granted, Gremlins is very clever because small village, very concentrated, so hopefully everything is in there. But that's always the biggest problem of these movies, where there is not an unspecified monster, but there is a X number of creatures. They say, how could you be sure to dispose all of them?
Well, what I did like about the Chuddies is they reminded me of, from our recent watch of The Pit, they reminded me of the Papadopouloses, or whatever they were called, the Troglodyla da 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 da
Color
da.
Life.
I'm blue, dabba dee, bada da, dabba dee, dabba da da da. The glowing yellow eyes, to me, was a standout aesthetically, because I thought not only was it a cool feature that actually did look like they were glowing, but I thought...
They were glowing.
I was going to literally just say that. But I thought how cool if these creatures developed underground, that they would need to biologically have glowing lights to see in the dark. Glowing eyes, rather.
I don't know if it would work that way if the light's coming from your eye.
Well, you know what I mean. I just thought it was,
is that supposed to be like they're blind and they developed that kind of special eye to see?
That's what I thought, because they live in a dark.
Or does it just look cool?
I think that is mostly is look cool.
Yeah, that's about right.
It's like Peter McNichols in Ghostbusters too.
Good night, Janusz.
A lot of genuinely creepy images in Ghostbusters, despite a not a goofy tone, but it is interesting how I still think there's some really creepy images. And yes, Peter McNichols' light up eyes. The whole baby snatching
Yeah,
scene.
terrified music.
Oscar! Oh, no!
And that's why Ghostbusters succeeds, and Ghostbusters 2 as well. They treat ghosts as scary. There is not
Not a goddamn joke.
yeah, but there are jokes when they need to be jokes, but the
Ghosts when they need to be ghosts.
yes, exactly. That's why after 30, almost 40 years, I guess, we're still talking about Ghostbusters and
And one last note, so we
And
don't deviate
C.H.U.D.
entirely, but
same year.
yes,
It's when you treat when you have characters that are well-rounded and you treat them with respect. They are in a comedy. They don't know they are in a comedy. The feeling that I had in Ghostbusters 2016 is that, we're making a comedy about ghosts, so everybody's funny. In Ghostbusters, they don't know they're in a comedy. And so everything is very straightforward and sometimes legitimately creepy.
What?
However, one thing that I am absolutely, positively sure that you have to trust me on that, both of you, but mostly him. Yes, C.H.U.D 2.
you'll love it.
Yes.
The comedy.
Yes.
Bud the Chud.
First, we gotta drain that tub. I don't want my mother sitting in some dead guy's bubble bath.
Great plan.
Hey, start.
Is that rigor mortis?
It looks like that somebody was told, we have this property, C.H.U.D. What are you going to do? What the hell is C.H.U.D? I don't know. Okay, let's make a comedy. Something like that, because he is not underground dweller, and there is only one C.H.U.D, Bud.
Oh yeah.
So it's a very, very strange twist on the thing, and it looks like that it's coming from a parallel universe.
Why does this one stand out?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Let me. On that point, do you see what he's saying, and do
Yes.
you have similar, or are you?
Oh,
what's your
absolutely.
personal feelings on it?
Absolutely. When I got it, I got it on Laserdisc a gajillion years ago, because again it was saying, oh, finally on
Right,
on
the big
Laserdisc,
reveal.
the cult classic. And I watched and I said, okay. I mean, I said, sure. It's granted, I saw it in 92.
92.
1992.
1992.
So I saw it in 92, and I was still used to talky horrors. So where there were a lot of exposition, a lot of discussion, and then sporadically here and there the monsters. So it didn't affect my perception of the movie back then. When
I'm sorry. I'm gangly. It's sometimes difficult in these small
Yes.
spaces.
But yes, there was not the desire saying, go to the monster, go to the monster. I mean, say, okay, that's the style. So it was all right. Even if, yes, I understand it's not particularly engaging, and which is one thing that I notice now, because also when I saw it, my comprehension of the English language was much, much lower. Extremely serious. There
I
are
was
no
just about
jokes.
to, comment on that.
I was about to as well. That it takes it's probably its biggest strength is
And
that
or weakness.
yes, but it really does stick to its guns in that this is a serious issue. These people are, in fact, it's almost, especially with the sparsity of the monsters, almost a drama.
Bosh, come on. She just went back to college. She always wanted to teach. Used to stay up half the night, studying. She'd go out and walk the dog.
I forgot to mention the most important thing that I'm sure Matthew was about to mention.
The C.H.U.Ds.
Oh, okay. Never mind. No. Nothing? Okay. It's in the opening shot.
There's a dog.
No. It's it is this movie. It is in the opening shot of
What has 12 million eyes, 192 million teeth, and stretches from the Golden Gate Bridge all the way to the Twin Towers? It's Hands Across America, a 4,000-mile-long chain of Good Samaritans standing hand in hand, through fields of grain, past purple mountains, and across fruited plains, from sea to shining sea.
And it has been one of the inspiration because of, after all, there is an underground community mimicking the outside, the upstairs, whatever you're gonna call it.
Great, fine, I'm delighted.
But the point is that it was actually a program to destroy waste underground by the shady government agents.
Yes.
You just watched it, man.
And that was the moral of the story.
If you can't trust the government, who can you trust?
You know, the moral of the story was that the C.H.U.Ds were birthed because of society's ills. Scooby-Doo. Humans are the real monsters. That was the point of C.H.U.D.
In conclusion, I would say, because I don't...
Funnily enough, yes. It's one of those ones where kind of quickly summarized, and I was saying I'm glad that Matthew said he was kind of bored. I was glad that Matthew said he was kind of bored with it, because I was thinking that we don't have too many episodes, which are good for discussions, where someone either flat out doesn't like it, and I was thinking that, I was telling him, as we get into ones where one person or two people like it and the other one's being introduced or whatever, it's important that someone speaks it if they really hate a movie, because I think it spices up.
No, but it's important, exactly what he did. You don't only say, I don't like it. It's just like, I don't like it because. And all the points that he made were absolutely valid.
Yes.
So I will go in terms of well, whatever. I go with 4, because I still, I'm sure that the reason that it's a cult classic, I fail to see why, but if so many people love it, there must be something that maybe one day I will wake up and say, aha!
People like bad CGI sharks. That's the more perplexing one.
Yes.
I think...
Stepping on the Rancor pit.
I think that I agree with Mr. Mateo. I kind of almost wanted to bump up one, but I was like, no, I wasn't. Again, I appreciate the skill and the creatures and stuff, but I wasn't that enthralled, so I'm going to 1 and 2... That was 2 at once, and 4 on there. 4 is the same as Mr. Mateo.
Excellent. And so our basket is...
kind of empty because everything went everywhere.
Yeah, but now we'll do an insert and that it will work beautifully. It will be seamless.
I gotta go home.
Smike and mash
You have to go home
button.
now?
Yes.
We have dinner.
I need a pair of scissors to cut this off. Please.
Oh.
Let's just talk about Home Alone.
Yes.
So-
Home Alone is a new rapper. Is the brother of Post Malone. I'm on fire.